Ciao tutti. Before we get into the show, the day before the Breeders' Cup, I will say, was out at the track this morning, watched some horses get over the racetrack. I'll give you a little flavor of that. Nice morning, spent it with good people, enjoyed it, and a lot of people stopped over and said hello, which was nice. But take a look at a couple of horses. Of course, we got Aiden's Army in there, which now includes Joseph and Denacha, but it's still kind of Aiden's Army. And then we'll be back and we'll get into the day before the Breeders' Cup.
Nice's coming by first, rider in the black jacket. Patriot Spirit for the Sprints. Patriot Spirit on the inside of Nice's. Horseback tracking on the outside, really 5-1-5. Things are tipped in November sale on Monday, November the 3rd. Here is Seismic Beauty for Bob Baffert in the distaff.
Big Jack.
Another Bob Baffert trainee coming by. This for the juvenile. Here is Grant. Grant coming by. Tell number 701. Here is Grant. Number Bob Baffert to the juvenile.
We did this. James, we did that. Yeah.
The arm is.
Sure, bad coffee.
Are they talking about us? Shh. Wait. Are they talking about us? I think I heard Past the Wire. Past the Wire TV. They are talking about us. Often imitated, never duplicated. We are everywhere.
You're watching Past the Wire TV.
You know, it's always interesting to me how the Thursday before the Breeders' Cup, day before, the whole vibe and atmosphere out here changes. You know, I usually come out a week in advance and spend the week out here. And, you know, this year it was a little bit more lively, but a lot of years it's, you know, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, kind of dead. Wednesday, there's a little life. Thursday, it gets, you know, a little active. And then, you know, Friday's race day, Saturday's race day. But it's always interesting to see the different vibe. Like today, it was crowded out there in the morning. And you know, people come in for the weekend. They, you know, come to see their horses. You know, get over the racetrack. I mean, obviously, most of the work for the horses has been done, and hopefully, most of the work for the people that are going to be betting on the races has been done. So you know, you go out, you watch them gallop around, and see how they're doing, and you know, the big news remains obviously the scratch of sovereignty. that filly, Scottish Lassie, I think, scratched out of the distaff, I believe. Uh, I don't know of any other scratches off the top of my head. But even with Sovereignty Out, the classic still remains, one heck of a horse race. So, for me at this point, the bulk of my handicapping is done. Most of my opinions are somewhat formed. There's always game day and game time decisions and adjustments based on, trends, observations, gut instincts. And, you know, I'm a big believer in gut instincts. I've been online to make a bet going to the window, and just something in my gut has made me change my mind. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But I do trust my gut and my gut instincts. On the video, we got a chance to see Nisos, Seismic Beauty, Aiden's Army, which I'm tired of saying it. They just always look awesome. I mean, people just come to look at them, and it's interesting because those horses go so smooth in that straight line around that track. And when you think about it, they're not even dirt horses, and they're getting over the dirt. I mean, I get it that horses train over all different kinds of surfaces, but I mean, they're just so well schooled and well prepped. Uh, and I think that when you train in those kind of barns and yards and with that many horses, and you can do that many things when you train them, uh, it gives you an edge on race day over guys that have 1-2 horses and take them out by themselves, or have to look for somebody else's horse to work with them. So that's part of the reason why some of these European barns come in and have so much success. One observation that I made, and obviously Forever Young is the big name and the exception, but most of the other Japanese horses that are here this year are somewhat, under the radar and not getting a lot of attention and/or a lot of hype out there in the morning. I think that's kind of interesting because ever since they, kind of started having those big days, which on our seminar back then, I said, eventually, I forget what year it was. It was the year Dunbar Road got me beat by a Japanese horse for big money. But I said on the seminar that year, one day these Japanese horses are going to come here and start winning. They're good horses. They won a couple of races that year. I didn't have a single one of them. So, and they beat me out of I think it was a filly named Marsh Lorraine, or Marsh Lorraine or something. Beat Dunbar Road by a whisker, if that. And I was watching way upstairs at Del Mar. Couldn't tell a photo. And my friend was on the phone. He was watching on TV. He goes, "No, Dunbar Road got it. You got it." Didn't get it. But that's horse racing. So for me, it's time to unwind a little bit, enjoy the Q&A for our seminar. Finalize some thoughts and sequences I am and am not going to go after. We talked about on the, mistakes not to make. Don't make any mistakes, but the mistakes not to make show, not going after too many sequences and spreading yourself too thin and going after, everything and this and that and whatnot, because you wind up hurting yourself. And there's a good column on Amwager this week that I wrote about that. As well, so you may want to check that out. But hopefully, many of you will be at the Q&A. A lot of you won't. I know you just want the PDF report, and I get that, and that's cool. But questions, we will be there to answer them, and hopefully we could do some damage. I think there's some really good solid spots, and I think there's some really wide open spots. And I think that makes for a good betting card because, what I forget who it was, but some analyst once said nobody ever hits big tickets and big pick sixes with singles. I call bullshit on that. I've hit my big tickets with singles and a lot of them anyway. And a single that you're confident in whether it's 2-1 or 20-1, doesn't matter. If you're confident in a single, it gives you the room in those other legs to spread and maybe catch something that nobody else has, which is tough to do if you don't single, unless you're just betting those ridiculous cowboy style tickets, which some people do. And, broken clocks are right twice a day. They'll hit their share, but in the long run, it'll devour you. So, my best advice for the multi-wagers is find a single and spread the other legs. Back that confident opinion in the single, and then, leave yourself the room to spread and maybe catch something that nobody else has. You got to approach this strategically. You got to approach it like an investment. You've got to approach it seriously. And if you do all that, you increase your chances dramatically. And I would like to see that happen for most of you, if not all of you. So let's get ready to put our game faces on. Let's enjoy the last day before we go into battle. And we'll go into battle tomorrow with confidence and with knowledge and well prepared, and let the chips fall where they may. So hope you enjoy these little scenes from the morning out there, kind of give you like a flavor like you're here with me. And who knows, maybe someday we'll do like a past the wire Breeders' Cup excursion or something like that. Never know. Anyway, ciao for now, and let's really, really get them tomorrow.
Seriously, if you're betting horses and not watching these shows, you gotta be freaking crazy. Capiche?
You're watching Past the Wire TV.
Knowledge. It isn't free. You gotta pay attention.
And ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to the winner's circle for a very special presentation. Representatives from Handicapping for Horses, along with professional handicapper Jonathan Stetton, are proud to support the work of the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance and Old Friends. Accepting the check for the inaugural Handicapping for Horses event this past summer at Saratoga are representatives from the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance and Old Friends. Gulfstream Park welcomes Michael Blowen, Jonathan Stetton, Kelly Scobie, Jim Rhodes here this afternoon. Since 2012, the TAA has awarded more than $17.2 million to accredited organizations. Handicapping for Horses looks to make their Saratoga Springs event larger and raise money for Thoroughbreds Aftercare year after year. Once again, thank you to Handicapping for Horses, Jonathan Stetton, and welcome to Old Friends and our friends at the TAA. The Rainbow Six and race number 5 up next.
And they're off in the Kentucky Derby.
You're watching Past the Wire TV, the biggest races at the best tracks. From the Kentucky Derby to the Breeders' Cup. The best horse racing coverage is right here on Past the Wire TV.
Doppelgangers, the longest shot of the field.
A dynasty in motion, reshaping the sport's greatest tradition, channeling the legends of his line and surpassing them. 4 of the last 6 Derby winners carry his genes. A Golden Son, a Horse of the Year. Another chapter written beneath those iconic spires. Derby dreams fulfilled for the titans of our industry. From authentic to sovereignty, a legacy both real and supreme. Into
Pace
mystery.
Points is a sophisticated algorithm developed to help handicappers accurately recognize key aspects of a race. Specifically, who will be running fast early and who will be closing fast late. Pace makes the race, and now you can have even complicated pace scenarios projected accurately right at your fingertips. What sharp player wanting every edge wouldn't want this? Exactly, none. Although the algorithm based on fractional times and incorporating other key factors is complex, the information is presented in both an easy-to-read and understand format. Try Pace Points and elevate your game and chance of success to a state-of-the-art at the highest level. You can find Pace Points at Past the Wire.
Dan Oman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free, exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING, get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features, including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator, exclusively on DRF Bets.
Often imitated, never duplicated. If you ain't smooth, you ain't never gonna be a smooth operator.
Here comes journalism, here comes sovereignty, and they square off, heading to the final front. Sovereignty wins the Derby!
You're watching Past the Wire TV. Hit that like button and subscribe to Past the Wire TV. Nobody does it better.
Are they talking about us? Shh. Wait. Are they talking about us? I think I heard Past the Wire. Past the Wire TV. They are talking about us. Often imitated, never duplicated. We are everywhere. Nobody does it better.